Son bullied a girl with cancer, so I sold his electronics and clothes. He came out as gay and admitted to being bullied too. Now he's working to make amends. I am 38 and I have a 15-year-old son who is going to be a sophomore after the school year is over. I gave birth to my son when I was 23 years of age. Unfortunately, my son's dad left when he was 5 and never came back. I have not heard from his dad in years. Recently, my son has been getting trouble. Quite frankly, I am at my wit's end. I'm at a loss. My son made new friends that have been nothing but trouble. My son and his friends have shoplifted from stores, skipped school, and has been a smartass. May 9th, my son bullied a girl who lost her hair. She is going through chemo. The girl was sitting in her seat, and my son decided to rip her scarf off him, and his friend said very mean things to her. The poor girl was already getting bullied, and my son exacerbated it. She was humiliated. I was called to the school. They brought my son and the girl to the office. I arrived there shortly after they called me. The teacher and principal explained the situation. The mother of the girl he bullied was at the school as well. I asked the mother for her number. I gave her my number. I told her that if she needed anything, do not hesitate to ask. My son was given 2 days of ISS for bullying. My son and I got home and I was furious. I'd lost my mind. I went into his room and took every electronic. I took his PS5, his MacBook, his iPhone 13. I took his name brand shoes, his name brand jackets, his Hollister jeans, and his Nike shirts. I grounded him indefinitely. 3 days later, I sold his electronics at a very marked down price. I bought my son Walmart clothes and Goodwill shoes. He will not bully someone and get away with it. I gave the money to the mother so she could buy her daughter a wig. The only thing my son has in his room is his bed drawers, mirror, and his shelf of books. I even confiscated his art supplies. My family on my mother's side are not talking to me because of this. I know that it's been 2 weeks. I just feel like there was a possibility that I was too harsh. Edit, he is not allowed to leave the house at all. He's also not allowed to hang out with his friends. Comments external_expert_2069. You fucking hero. How else would you learn? He was cruel, and hopefully this is a defining moment where he can become a kind, compassionate person. Looks like the relatives on your mother's side should go meet the mother and child with cancer to understand the gravity of the situation. I don't think they understand how horrible this really was. Great job parenting. Whoop. I just hope he learns from this. I have tried talking to him many times about this, and it doesn't work. External_expert_2069. Have you thought of therapy sessions? I was a total jerk as a teen. I'm not now, but damn, I wish I could go back and slap myself. You've had the conversations you needed to take action. Perhaps therapy at this point is essential. OP, definitely. He's going to therapy for sure. Fire any 88 NTA. You did exactly what you were supposed to do. You are parenting him. Good job. You need to lay it out plainly to him exactly what he did so he can see the full extent of his own ass. Hillary asked him how it is at all funny to humiliate a girl fighting for her life. Tell him that she lost her hair, literally trying to stay alive and cure the disease trying to kill her, and ask him how he found that funny. Tell him it was a cowardly thing to do, picking on a girl whom is far braver than he is making herself sick to survive, that you are disappointed and disgusted because you raised him better and he needs to do better. He needs to understand so he can learn and grow from this goop. I told him that it's not her fault she lost her hair. I explained to him that hair is very important to a girl and that it was hard for her to lose it. I explained that she already feels awful about her looks, and he made it worse. External_expert_2069. Sounds like you're doing everything right. Teenagers are just freaking hard. And how disappointing with family members thinking that this is acceptable behavior. Don't pay attention to them. Sarah, love life, op. I'm not external_expert_2069. You are too hard on yourself. You can raise someone perfectly, but they have their own free will and outside influence. You are not letting his behavior slide. You are being supportive of a family in need, and you enrolling him into therapy because you know he's better than this. I don't see where you could be dropping the ball. Kids in life are just hard, sometimes skeptical time. We live 1359, not wrong. As a former teacher, I wish more parents would react like this when confronted with their child's bullying behavior. Too many parents make excuses for it and enable it your son after round and found out that actions have consequences. Sarah Love Life Op. I'm not going to allow him to be a bully. I was bullied as a kid and I won't allow it in my home. External_expert_2069. There needs to be more moms like you. Update 1. I had a long talk with my son earlier, and I think I know why he's acting the way he is. Recently, I grounded my 15-year-old son and took everything away. After he bullied a girl with cancer for being involved, I gave him back his art supplies to give him an outlet. I am giving him a chance to redeem himself and to earn back electronics, etc. I will be purchasing him new electronics to replace the ones I sold once he shows a change in behavior. We had a conversation earlier. My son told me that he's gay and he was getting bullied. He wanted to fit in with his new friends because he felt like he had no other friends. My son told me how alone he is feeling. This made me feel awful for being hard on him. He will be starting therapy soon. Can someone with an LGBTQIA+ child give me advice on how to navigate through this comments? Snooker. I'm not a parent of a gay child, but here's my advice. I think you are handling this well. You are right to slowly give his electronics and privileges back. There still has to be consequences for bullying. If it was me in your shoes, I would seek out a counselor for the two of you that can guide you into this and can also recommend individual therapy for each of you. MK Mermel. Yeah, I think you have handled this right. I do want to ask if you are sure your son did not make this up to get himself out of trouble. You say in your other posts, besides your son, other boys had been bullying this girl. Check back with the school and the girl's mother that they have put a stop to this. Cancer is hard on adults, let alone a kid. It is tough for a girl or woman to lose her hair. Update 2. I gave my son back his art supplies to give him a healthy outlet. He got a part-time job as a backer for groceries, and I will be taking him to and from work. He starts his new job next week. I also talked to the girl's mom, and she's doing better. My son recently came out also. He has been getting bullied for being gay and wanted to fit it with his new friends. His new friends were bullies and troublemakers. My son talked to me, and he genuinely feels awful about what happened. My son wants to make things right with her. He was sweet and offered to shave his head for her. I guess after me cracking down on him, he did a 180 with his behavior. I am proud of him. He still hasn't gained my full trust for him to have electronics back. When he shows me that I can fully trust him again, I'll buy him a new phone and computer. Comments. Amila High School is so damn rough. I am glad Hoop is giving him the opportunity to earn back his electronics and not just giving them back to him. Is being gay in high school hard? Absolutely, but it doesn't give anyone the right to take it out on someone else. I was stoked when Hoop gave the money to the girl so she could buy a Wigga Plus parenting right there. Okay. Tap 3,378 high school seems so much worse now because of the internet. Even when all we had was AIM, kids used to still torture the shit out of each other. I can't imagine now. Greaser Pup, when I was in HS, I graduated in 2022. I was part of my school's equivalent to a GSA. We called it something different though. At one point, it was discovered that someone had created an Instagram account called FSLUR-S of my high school that featured pictures of students, some of whom were members of our GSA that weren't out to their families for a myriad of reasons, posted without their consent. School administration got the account shut down somehow, but we never found out who was behind it. There were other similar accounts to which I only found out after the fact. Marginalized students at my HS were lucky that our admin actually gave a fuck, because many school admins don't. The internet has made it easier than ever to bully people without attaching your name or face to it. It's honestly scary. When you don't know who's behind it, there's not nearly as much that you can do. Renault Arita, I teach HS and taught middle school. When a kid hits middle school, parents lose a lot of control and kids start getting more influenced by their friends. But unfortunately, sometimes the friends aren't the best and hive mind, dumbass boys' behavior fester in a certain dynamic. Often when you get these boys alone, they're perfectly okay, but somehow they all bring out the worst in each other. Fortunately, in the big picture, good parenting can save a kid, but it will be really tough, especially if your kid has rebellious core. but somehow they all bring out the worst in each other. My friend noticed this with her kid. The more boys you added to the group, the lower the collective IQ got. Quickly went from respectable kids to on Johnny Knoxville,